We started this program today with singing. And guess who was singing? A 70-year-old public affairs analyst.
Yes, sir.
We have decided to stop the rigging.
Yes.
She sang it so Oscar level. And now our guest, who is not a singer to you, is now a singer. Well, I don't usually say this, but he's one of my favorite artists because I feel, I believe, and I still hold that opinion very, very dearly, that actors who are from the stage, in my opinion, she is my own.
Yes.
Way more, what's that called? Skilled at this art than others. Please welcome a renowned member of IF, an entertainment family that comprises so many people. He's been best supporting actor. He's been this and that. He's also known by a musical stage name called G-Fresh. Gabriel. Afolayan in the
So good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
I'm sorry, there is no drum roll.
It's so good.
Thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you.
You know, when people hear you people speak English, like they don't know that you hear the call. Oh, by the way, for those who don't know, there was an actor, movie maker called Adelove, and he's also Kunle Afolayan's brother. So thanks again for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for being
How
here.
does it feel to come from an entertainment family?
It's a big way too. It's a big way too. Because one thing is the legacy, then another thing is what spice do you have as a person. You know, and it calls for a whole lot of heavy talks around, because they already know what your dad had done. So what about you? Who are you? So we're all out proving ourselves almost all the time, making sure the legacy is still very intact, and also let people know that, okay, we're from this family, but also this is our own calling as well.
Yeah, but there are those, you know, who also, I've seen it happen or heard of it in maybe other climes, when children of actors or people in the entertainment industry would say, you know what, I don't want to live under my, parents' shadow. I want to be my own. Remove all thoughts that I'm this person's child or this person's niece or nephew. I want to do my own thing. Look at me as an individual. I want to build my own legacy.
That's a big word.
So where does that come in?
Yeah, well, for me, I think it's a common talk, but then again, you can't rule out your legacy. There's nothing anybody can do about that. No matter how astute you are with your craft and all that, people still would have to tag you to that legacy, whether you like it or yes. Do you understand? But as time goes by, for you as a person, I think your own personal dream will start revealing itself over time based on what you get to do with whatever you've been given. And, as time goes by, people will be able to say, okay, we know him also, even though he's part of this legacy.
We know him. We know him.
So I think that would happen over time. So you can't put up an argument all the time and defend yourself that I'm different. People will know if you're different. So you don't need to, say that to people.
You could have chosen any other career, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you decided to do music also. As far as I'm concerned, you're doing music also.
Yes,
but primary is acting.
It's filmmaking.
And you could have chosen anything different. So why did you choose acting? Why did you choose entertainment?
I think...
Or you want to say it chose you to?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
I'll put it that way. I'll tell you why. Because being inspired is one thing. Having your own inner call is another thing. And that, because we're just, I think we're just 6 in this business. And we have a whole bunch of other kids that are into something totally different. It could have been the same with them as well. if truly, that's the case. I think this is just what the few of us that are into this business, I think this is just what we also would want to do, whether our father was into it or not. Because I grew up strictly feeling that this is exactly what I wanted, even without having anything to do with seeing my dad or seeing any other person. I think it was just inner. It was within for me, and we saw a lot of films while growing up, and there's a way all these things get to inspire your own intuition as well. So for me. But I'm not going to put it the way you guys, already put it, but I'll say for a fact that it's also what I would love to do. Trust me. Mm-hmm. If it's in another life, we probably won't know what to do until we are in that particular life.
Right.
So this life that we are in right now, for me, I think this is much of a calling than a job.
Now, I see the passion.
Right.
No doubt.
Because if nobody say, sorry, I'm going my way. If nobody say something, drag me back. Antalani is still angry with me.
Why?
Because he trained me on stage and I chose another stage. But so again, I see the passion, particularly in Anikulapo.
Yeah.
First of all, how is it to work with a family member on a project as massive?
Family members.
Yes, family members. Because it's like the movie, I know you've done several others, so we'll probably come back to that as well. But for that particular series, you literally have to build a town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how does it feel taking instruction from someone that used to roll tire?
I take instructions from me even off camera, so how much more in front of camera?
I mean, when you were growing up, there was a lot of disrespect. There's no doubt about that.
You know what's funny? I think anything that has to do with film came to both of us pretty much at the same time. Because I can remember when we were much younger, he's going to put me on his shoulder. I mean, my brother, Kunle, we go to all this, we call them Paco cinemas, streets, 2-3 streets away. So he'll take me on his shoulder as we'll go and watch films together. So we've already had that, that filmic bond, while growing up and all. So then it translated pretty much well. And we love quality stuff, fundamentally, and we love ourselves, even though when we argue, it's to a certain, course that is going to set things right. So it was pretty easy to work with him. And on a big scale project like Anikulapo, you can't have it any better. The project itself calls for exactly what it gets at the moment, building set from scratch, and having a professional cinematographer to come, for good pictures, having good technical people on the grading of the, of those shots as well. So the costume, the art design, everything has to be grand. And I think we got that niche from our dad, always wanting to do things right.
Why we've watched the movie.
Right.
Why the decision to make it a series?
Yeah, that's the decision from on set. Okay. That's the primary decision from on set.
Okay.
Everything you're seeing at this moment had been written way long ago.
Right.
Wow.
So they just wanted to test it with a film, with a movie.
Yeah.
So
what experience? I'm sorry.
Right.
What experience did we get that we got from the movie? What's going to be different, in the...
because it's a series now.
For those that have not seen the series.
Yeah, because it's a series now, it needs to extend.
Right.
That's the fundamental rule of a series. Because you can't journey through a singular plot when it comes to series. Yeah. Things have to spread to other sides of, to create a balance. You might be on a journey with a certain character, like the stuff itself is called Anikulapo. Anikulapo is a title, it's not a name. Like Alafin or Baof. They have their names, their personal names. So the next Anikulapo might be a pretty much younger person.
So the protagonists are always going to evolve?
They are going to evolve. So it's not going to be solely rested on a particular character.
Okay. Yeah. Now, we're talking about building resilience before you came on, living well under pressure. The first movie was of a man who lived under pressure. He lived under intense pressure. And now it's your own character. And he's living under pressure. Well, not yet living in bondage, but living under intense pressure. What is the lesson for the world, particularly with this The Goal Awakens series of the Anikulapo franchise?
Right. The lesson is quite straightforward. The project itself is, fantasy thriller, folklore based. It's fiction, basically, and it teaches morale. Fundamentally, how to do things right, what the government should do if they're in charge of things, what personalities should handle within the society, what the elites should be doing to assist the common man, and at the same time the idea of kingship, the idea of business, of trading, and the idea of building a strong personality. Yes.
We're going to touch on other parts.
Right.
But it seems that this Anikulapo series is how to break rules, break the laws of series, following one protagonist. You would remember 24.
No, it's not.
You remember 24.
Yes, I do.
24 had a consistent lead, so to speak. That if they lead Jagbar,
what's his name? Yeah, it's Jagbar.
Well, if he had to, if an episode was off of him, it wasn't for long. It was back to him and all of that. But from the first, the movie, to the series, to this current one, there's been some evolution. What's the lesson for movie makers in that regard? Because one of the things that I've seen epics like Anikulapo do is to preserve history.
Right.
But the story itself has an eternal value. So what's the intention? What's the lesson for movie makers in that space?
Well, series have different layers. For some certain producer, their stuff might follow a certain character. It might be built around that character. We've seen several series that had got totally different plots all around. And Anikulapo, I think, is one of those very unique series where the plot will not stay stuck on a certain character. Like I said, it's a title, Anikulapo, meaning the one with death in his pouch. That means anybody who is able to, to bring people back to life or to return from the dead, can be Anikulapo. So it's not an emblem on a certain character or it has to be about this, certain person. So it keeps going. And the feel of Anikulapo is to keep it going, like I said.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, my producer is speaking into my ears. And she's saying, what happened to you that you allowed them to steal you away until they stole your son? We don't know what you are going to do when you find. You are not even aware yet that it has happened. Right. So, why is it that you allowed them to steal you away to the point that you abandoned your family?
Well, you someone you
say it so well.
Akin did not just leave home. I think is somebody who loves his family and wants to be there for them. And making money in those days would come, with things like this. And if you're not farming, you're either into some form of entertainment or you're into slave trading
or a warrior.
Or a warrior, fundamentally. Especially for those that would love to prove their names. They like to be a warrior. So I think Akin falls under that category of the man who wants to fend for his family, regardless of the situation. And already he has placed a word of trust to say, okay, you know what, I understand your worries, I understand your insecurities and all, but trust me, This is strictly professional. This is strictly job hunting. This is strictly wanting to make money. Yes.
And just imagination alone. Derail imagination. Derail. Right. Okay, let's go to other things. I know Joker is itching.
So what inspires you? I know that we've talked about legacy.
Right.
You've talked about family of actors, and producers, and filmmakers. But there must be something, as you, Gabriel Afolayan, what inspires you, and how do you make that fusion between you and the other members of your family that you work together, or other people that you work with, essentially, not just because it's not just your family members you work with.
Of course, yes.
What are the things that you see around you that inspires you to make the kind of films that you make?
For me, I love when things are well coordinated. I'm totally inspired by my environment, the love for art itself, creating, having flair of other fields as well, getting to be appropriate with my thoughts, and all these things, they keep coming to me to try to set things straight. Within myself, and at the same time, outside, dealing with other people and all. We love quality. Personally, also, I love quality stuff as well. So what's what doing? They always say is what doing well. I'm not going to have any reason why we'll have this collage of people, all around, and we are not going to get something nice, done. It's very not okay to say we're traveling all the way to Ibujai to go and do something that is not going to, to be okay with the, with the rest of the world. It's improper to feel that way. So for me, quality, drives my thoughts a lot. Yeah.
Someone calls you.
Right.
Part 2 of her question. Okay. Someone calls you, says, Mr. Gabriel Afolayan, we have a movie script for you, and you are there.
Right.
You are the primary consideration for this particular role. What will make you say, okay, let's do it, or no, I don't want to be a part of it?
No, it's the story.
The story?
Yes. I'm a big fan of good story, good writing, layered characters, and all of that. So it's the story. It's not even money at all. We don't talk money until the very last stage. But first of all, we diagnose the script. We'll talk about intentions, why this, why that, what's the reason for this, who wrote this, can I talk to the writer? Because I'm seeing some stuff, that I'm loving, and I'm also seeing some stuff, that could be adjusted as well. So I love good stories. It motivates me a lot. Sometimes people even get subsidized, fee. Yes, I do that a lot when the story is panache and
Okay, so do you see that as a gap in the industry in Nigeria that needs to be filled, or you think, okay, maybe we were on our way there, we derailed at some point, we're getting back there?
No.
Or do you think it is just certain practitioners in the industry who insist on certain things?
As big as the industry is, it's still a personal hustle. It's still what you want for yourself as a filmmaker. Generally, in all industry across the globe, they have their do's, they have their don'ts. They have the, the haves, the have-nots, the solid people, the not so solid people. You can't rule that away from any industry whatsoever, But for Nollywood, I think Nollywood also, we've had that moment where maybe the scripts are not so, not so great, but it's an influx of, today we have something nice, tomorrow maybe not something not so, but then again, it boils down to your personal goal as a filmmaker, because you can't really generalize these things, because you can have this idea that, okay, I'm the only one doing good stories. No, you're not the only one doing good stories. You just need to take a time out to look around and see that also other people are doing really wonderful stories. So we cannot generalize if it is good or bad. It is pertinent to you as a filmmaker to say, this is my discourse.
But isn't that an industry thing? I apologize for butting in. Isn't that an industry thing? Because accountants have certain rules, medicine has, engineering has, and even though we have charlatans everywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
But there are still standards. Do you see that kind of standard being solid in the industry?
Yeah. We have the standard. The standard is here. The only thing now is the personality around those standards. Sometimes you can have a very good script, but because of budget, the expression, the storytelling will turn, another way around. And that's why some actors will feel like, oh, okay, but when I got this story was really good. What happened? Either from the editing perspective, either from, so everything is still about the budget input into whatever story you're trying to tell. So it's not much of the ideas that people have. People create good things, great stuff, good stories. But when it comes to execution, even during the execution line, the technicalities are here now. We have great cinematographers, good cameras are here, good art directors are here and all of that. But like I said, filmmaking is still personal. What is your reason? Why are you in this field? Even though there's general rules, there's an optimum level of who this is. Even you for yourself, you wouldn't want to disgrace yourself in front of the audience. You wouldn't want to do that to yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, talking about personalities, one of the things that neophytes like me, who don't know much about the industry, would say is perhaps there is a need for a mentorship system in the industry, so that those of you who are blessed to be as good at it as you are can also raise those who need to be as good, if not better than you.
No, of course,
they want to lead the industry better than you. So, is there such a system?
There's been that system has been here for so long. It's been here for so long. There's an idea of, okay, even if you are not from a theater school or from a drama school, there are groups that people can join and get properly mentored by veterans. There was a time there were caucuses all over, all over the industry, and people were going in for proper registration, proper tutorship, learning the art of, doing things the way it ought to be done, learning camera angles, learning to perform for live audience, and learning also to perform for the camera. So it's there. It's always been there.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, should I say I feel a bit safer now? The next time you come here, maybe in about a month or two, we'll talk about G-Fresh. For now, Gabriel Afolayan, Nigerian actor and singer, graduate of theatre arts from the University of Ibadan. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
And we can only wish you the best.
Thank you.
Is the new series coming to any cinema recently, or is it already in cinema?
Which one is it?
Do you know this? Is it the cinema at home or the cinema?
Anikulapo is on Netflix at the moment. People can, binge watch, and they should expect season 3. So all the dots will be properly connected.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That I can't wait for. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Right.